Hello and welcome to our second segment in today's edition of The Breakfast Show. The Cairo Opera House main hall presents Tchaikovsky's classic Swan Lake. The performance is supervised by the ballet's art director Armenia Kamel, featuring the participation of the Cairo Opera Orchestra. To shed more light about this performance, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Armenia Kamel, the ballet artistic director at the Cairo Opera House. Good morning, Dr. Armenia.
Good morning. I am very glad to be with you.
I'm so happy to have you, Dr. Armenia. Doctor, at the beginning, the performance of the Swan Lake at the main hall in the Cairo Opera House, can you tell us more about the performance? It's played by the Cairo Ballet, I do believe so.
Yes, by the Cairo Ballet Company, and we have, of course, the Cairo Opera and Ballet Orchestra.
Yes.
And the maestro will be Neyer Nagy, as usual, because he's a specialist of Swan Lake. He's always with us. And there will be 4 performances starting from tonight, and we will finish the 23rd, and it will be our last performance for this season. Then we will be back in September with the new program, the new season for next year.
Yes. To what extent now, Dr. Armenia, you are seeing the Egyptians are eager to come and watch the ballet performances?
I am always very glad and honored by the presence of a lot of public, and especially for the classics, as Swan Lake, Nutcracker, Corsair, Giselle. The public comes always. Now we have already the 4 performances sold out, and many of my friends are asking for a ticket for invitation. They cannot buy because it's sold out. And this gives me a big hope for the future, to have always even a new generation coming to watch the ballet.
Yes. Dr. Armenia, you have the classical ballet, the ballets like the Swan Lake, the Nutcracker, Romeo and Juliet, and others, and the modern ballet. How do you see here the people's willingness to watch? Which performances are having more audience or admiration from the Egyptian viewers?
So this is a good question, because the styles are completely different. Yes. And they are attracting different kind of age. For example, the modern, the contemporary, yes, are more are attracting more the young generation, and the classic. They say that attracts more the old generation, but I am telling you that from 2 years, I see among the public a lot of young people, and this is even due to all the ballet schools that are giving classes to the young girls and boys, and they are creating a new public automatically. You know, in Cairo, there are so many private schools, in very good level, and the private school create the new generation of public. I see, for example, especially for the classic, the new generation is approaching more than, for example, 10 years ago. Yes. And this gives me, I am very glad about it.
Yes. Doctor, as you have kindly mentioned that now it's almost the closing season for the opera performances, and then you will resume again on September. So what's the agenda here that we are expecting to witness during the coming season for the ballet performances? Is it mainly with the Cairo Opera Ballet and the Opera Orchestra, or we are going to witness participation from foreign ballet like the Bolshoi or other shows as well?
I don't believe that there will be foreigner companies, yes, even due to some financial problem that we are going through, not only Egypt, but all the world.
Yes.
So we are trying to concentrate with the possibility of each company, the ballet company, the opera company, the orchestra, and we have a big potential to develop. So next year we want to concentrate to make even new production, but inside the opera from the talent of the Egyptian artists, which I think that is a very good idea to give the possibility even to young artists to create something new inside their country, not to go abroad to have something more. No, here Egypt gives everything, all the possibility, and the young artists have this right to develop their possibility here in Egypt.
Yes. Dr. Armenia, we cannot be talking about the ballet performances at the Cairo Opera House without mentioning the late Abdelmenam Kamel, who is considered to be the magician of the Egyptian depiction of the classical ballet. Of course, in addition to the Swan Lake, he made the Egyptian version of the iconic Nutcracker, the Cinderella, and Romeo and Juliet. Can you talk to us about this?
Yes, Abdelmonem Kamel was, of course, the creator of the Cairo Ballet Company, and we will not be here existing now if he was not fighting to create the Cairo Ballet Company, as you can see it now. Of course, it developed, we have new dancers, but the system, the tradition of the company was Abdelmonem Kamel who established it. And especially Swan Lake was the first full ballet in the classical repertoire that was performed at the Cairo Opera House in 19, I am speaking about the last century, 1992. And this was the first full ballet, classical ballet. So it's an historical point for us, and I hope that the public will appreciate our effort and to keep such a difficult ballet alive, because as you know, Swan Lake is the most difficult ballet in the repertoire.
Yes. Dr. Armenia, finally, what's your dreams here for the ballet in Egypt, and to what extent you would like to increase here the viewership and to do more for this very fine art in Egypt?
So I am just expecting that the new generation of dancers that each year join the Cairo Ballet Company from the Academy of Art, from the Ballet Institute, will create a new possibility to go on forever. You know, we are depending on the new generation because the dancer gets old as usual in all the company. This is we have limits in our career, and I really expect that the Academy of Art, the Ballet Institute, will provide us for a new generation to continue for a long time. I don't say forever, but for a long time again.
Yes, indeed. Dr. Armenia Kamel, our ballet artistic director at the Cairo Opera House, thank you so much for being our guest, and best of luck during the coming performances and the coming season for the performances which will be starting again on September, our dear viewers. With that, we come to the end of this edition of The Breakfast Show. Before we go, a quick recap. We were talking about the increasing role here and the increasing cooperation between Egypt and the international financial corporations like the IFC and the agreement which was signed on Sunday between Egypt and the IFC with the performance of Mr. Makhtar Diop. Also, we talked about the performance of the Cairo Ballet, the Swan Lake, and the performance in the main hall at the Cairo Opera House, and what to come in the coming season with the performance of more classical ballet performances. Our dear viewers, with that, we come to the end of this edition of The Breakfast Show. You were in the company of myself, Maïsi Rabia. Till tomorrow with another quick goodbye, and wishing all our dear viewers a good day.